Did you know there's a secret London? Not one hidden in the shadows, but one erased from the map, buried right under your feet. The city you see today is just the latest layer. For centuries, London has been rebuilt over and over again, entire neighborhoods bustling with life. Abi Banisad replaced by the shops, stations, and homes we use every day. Some of this history was lost to time, but much of it was deliberately removed. Let's peel back the layers and explore the London that was erased. First, let's talk about the lost rivers of London. Can you imagine dozens of rivers flowing openly through the city? Today, they're gone, buried deep underground. The largest of these was the River Fleet. Its name lives on in Fleet Street, but the river itself is now a major sewer line. Then there's the River Tyburn, which still flows today, but you'd never know it. It runs directly underneath Buckingham Palace. For centuries, these rivers were the lifeblood of the city, but as London grew, they became open sewers, choked with waste. The Victorians, faced with a public health crisis, decided it was easier to cover them over than to clean them. So, they entombed the rivers in brick tunnels. But their ghosts remain. Many of London's winding, modern streets still follow the exact paths of these ancient, buried waterways. Now, let's journey into the slums that shocked Victorian Britain. In the 19th century, certain areas of London became notorious, triggering a kind of moral panic among the upper classes. Districts like the St. Giles Rookery, near where the British Museum now stands, and the Old Nicol in Bethnal Green were infamous. These were densely populated areas, home to working-class Londoners, Irish immigrants, and the desperate poor. The living conditions were appalling, but they were also vibrant, tight-knit communities. Public health fears and a desire for social control led to massive slum clearances. Tens of thousands of people were displaced from their homes, with little to no plan for rehab. These weren't just buildings being demolished. They were entire communities being wiped out, their social fabric torn apart forever. Regeneration, then as now, often meant removal, not renewal. The 20th century brought its own wave of destruction. Post-war rebuilding, meant to create a modern, efficient city, often came at a huge cost to its historic character. The scars of the Blitz were seen as an opportunity for a clean slate. Historic streets that had survived for centuries were wiped out to make way for motorways and vast housing estates. The construction of the A40 Westway, for example, carved a concrete scar through West London, destroying thousands of homes and dividing neighborhoods. Railway expansions did the same. What were once living, breathing communities became concrete jungles or transport corridors. The planners saw progress, but many residents saw the soul of their neighborhoods being bulldozed. It's also crucial to remember the black and minority communities that were erased from London's story long before the Windrush generation arrived. For centuries, diverse communities existed in areas like Soho, Deptford, and Limehouse. Sailors, traders, and freed slaves from Africa and Asia made London their home. But their history is often invisible. Records were lost, homes were demolished in redevelopment schemes, and communities were scattered. Their presence has been largely omitted from the official, sanitized history of London, a cultural erasure that we are only now beginning to confront and correct. The engine of empire and industry also reshaped the city beyond recognition. Look at the Docklands and Canary Wharf today, a forest of glass and steel. It's hard to imagine that this was once the busiest port in the world, a maze of docks, warehouses, and tight-knit, working-class neighborhoods. The decline of the docks in the mid-20th century left a wasteland, which was then completely redeveloped. While it brought new life, it also erased the unique culture and history of the dock workers and their families who had lived there for generations. And of course, no story of erased London is complete without mentioning the Blitz. For 8 months, German bombers systematically flattened entire districts. The destruction was indiscriminate. Medieval churches, Georgian squares, and Victorian terraces all vanished in fire and rubble. The city of London was particularly hard hit, losing much of its ancient street plan. Some bomb sites remained empty for decades, eerie gaps in the city's fabric. Others were rebuilt in a starkly modern style, creating the jarring but fascinating architectural mix we see today. The war didn't just destroy buildings. It severed the physical link to centuries of history. But not everything that vanished was destroyed by accident or redevelopment. Some places disappeared on purpose, becoming ghost infrastructure hidden in plain sight. I'm talking about London's ghost stations. Dozens of tube stations have been closed and sealed over the years. Stations like Aldwych, Down Street, and British Museum are no longer on the map, but they're still there. These subterranean spaces have had secret afterlives, used for film sets, secure storage, and even as a secret bunker for Winston Churchill and his war cabinet during the Blitz. They are time capsules, perfectly preserved relics of a transport system that has constantly evolved. And the deeper you dig, the more you find. Under London's stations, schools, and shiny office blocks lie the city's plague pits. During the Great Plague of 1665 and other outbreaks, the dead were buried in mass graves. The exact locations of many of these pits have been lost to time. Construction work in London regularly uncovers human remains, a stark reminder of the city's brutal past. The ground beneath our feet is not just soil and rock. It's a vast, unmarked cemetery. This constant process of destruction and renewal leads to a kind of cultural memory loss. Street names are changed, buildings are renamed, and the stories attached to them are forgotten. The identity of a place gets slowly chipped away until its original character is unrecognizable. So why does all this matter? Why should we care about the London that was erased? Because these lost places, these forgotten communities and buried histories are not truly gone. They shaped the city we live in today. The paths of lost rivers dictate the curve of our streets. The social anxieties that led to slum clearances still influence modern housing policy. The city remembers, even when we don't. By uncovering these stories, we gain a much deeper, richer understanding of London. We see the ghosts in the machine, the echoes of the past that resonate all around us. The next time you walk through London, remember you're walking through layers of history on top of a city that was erased. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into London's past interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe for more hidden histories.